Hello and welcome to another Baggie Brothers video. We're talking all things Albion and we're having a post-match chat following our 0-0 draw against Burnley. First thoughts, how the hell did we not win that game?
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? I felt we should have won, even with 10 men.
Oh,
The
because
amount of
as soon as we
chances we
went to
had.
10, I'm sure like you, but my head just went. I was like, great,
We're gonna
another red
lose.
card. Here come the goals.
Yeah,
And we held our own. We were playing like first things first, defensively.
yeah, brilliant.
Really solid,
Yeah,
really solid performance. All of them played well.
they did. Yeah,
Furlong was a monster. Townsend was great going forward. Ajay was good up until his red card, which we'll get into. Bartley was an absolute tank.
yeah.
Even
Even
O'Shea
yeah,
had
even
a
O'Shea.
great game.
Yeah,
So I was really impressed with them that way. It was just at the other end of the pitch, they just couldn't seem to get it in the bloody goal.
I know.
It was the two big ones for me. Both towards the end of the second half. Dianya had a chance around the 72nd minute. It was him and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. It's pretty much those two just against Nick Pope.
Yeah,
So their defenders got back, but I saw it like counter attack. I was thinking, right, just pass it to Maitland-Niles. He's in the middle. He's on his own. Just
yeah.
pass it to him. He can tap it in. Proper salty FIFA goal. Just pass it over. He'll tap it in. Goal. Brilliant. 1-0 up. Awesome. And he didn't.
No, I know. But again, that's one of them, isn't it? Where he's made a great run and got in a position, but did he see the ball? Like we're watching it FIFA style, aren't we?
I know. It's easy.
So
Again, it's
it's
easy
easy
for
for
us
us
to
to
talk
say,
about it.
"Oh, just like Maitland Niles last week, squaring a ball. It should have been easy balls just to square." But obviously, yeah, it's frustrating. But like I
The
said,
vision of our forwards is getting a little bit silly now. They need to just look up. Pretty much, they just need to look up
yeah,
and go, oh, "I've got a mate. Oh, sweet. I'll just pass it to him because he'll tap it
well,
in."
Maitland Niles did it, didn't he, on the second big chance? You saw
Well, yeah,
Paul.
that was the other one I was going to get into. Yeah, 78th minute. How the fuck did we miss that?
I don't know. There were so many
How did
chances.
that happen? We had four players all in the box. Again, almost pretty much just against Nick Pope. They had a couple of defenders who managed to get back, and it was a fantastic clearance off the line from Tarkowski.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
But why didn't they just smack it at the
smash it. Yeah,
goal?
just
Like
smash it.
any of them, as soon as the ball lands to them, just hit it, just smack it.
I know.
I think we had another shot as well that went sailing over at some point as well towards the end of the half. But
Yeah,
it's super frustrating. Two really easy chances, and it does.
there was
make
another chance as well.
Go on.
I thought the one where I think it was Dianya had the ball on the left and he squared it to Pereira, but it was just behind him. And Pereira literally just had a tap in. It was literally a tap in and it was just behind him. And
It does make me think. Obviously, the signing of Dianya is obviously a good one because he's obviously getting in the
really
right
good.
places, knows what he's doing. But it
He's
does make
put
me
the
still
ball in the
think that,
net 4
like,
times as well. I know
yeah,
3
I
of
know,
them disallowed,
but
but
that doesn't mean anything, does it? It's
no, it
like
doesn't. No, but
it's all very well him being an improvement from Robinson and Grant and Robson
which I
Cardew,
think he
but
is. He is a massive.
he is definitely an improvement from them. But it does make me think that is finishing still an issue for us, like because we've had 2, 3 very very easy chances to score. Pereira had a lot of shots today that any of
Yeah,
them would have been worldies if they'd gone in, and he's got to have a go. But
yeah. Furlong had that one as well, which he bent with his left and it just went past the post.
yeah, that one as well. That made me sort of do my
That made
usual.
me jump up.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Um,
But yeah, it
the
was
thing I'd say though, mate, is that Dianya is getting in
frustrating.
the right positions.
Sure,
He's
yes,
getting in the
definitely.
right position. So if he can start just tweaking it that tiny bit to get those shots on target,
Yeah,
not hitting the bar, not being
don't.
offside
Yeah,
slightly, we're gonna get goals.
don't get me wrong. Like I'm not like having a proper moan here. I
No,
am.
I know, but
It's
just
just
get
kind of like these
frustrated
are
at.
just like this is like that. I always go on about like the extra 10%, and it's like this is just that 10% that's like just do that little bit, and
Can you
we'll
can you
get
imagine?
points.
Can you imagine how we'd be sitting there if we'd have beat United like we should have, and we'd have beat
Yeah,
Burnley today like we should have? That's 6
yeah.
points on the board.
Yeah, 6 points. We would have been.
We'd
The
have
gap
been
between us and Fulham
would have been like,
nothing.
come on, 2.0, let's go.
Yeah,
Just frustrating. We can't finish that 3 points off. We just keep getting these points at the minute. I don't want to
yeah,
be a Fulham and keep drawing games when we should potentially win them. And
yeah,
today we should have won. We should have. Absolute
yeah.
fact.
I was talking about it to a mate during the match that obviously like today and the next 2 matches that we've got are against the 3 teams just above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Which means those are the games we have to get the points from. And fine, 1 point at this point, like we've spoken about, most Albion fans were kind of just sort of written the season off now, and we're just sort of trying to enjoy a bit of football. But
yeah.
but those are the games that do make the difference. And if you can get 3 points in these kind of matches, you go, there might be a chance.
Yeah.
And it does just bring a bit of optimism to the tail end of the season.
It looks like Sam's worked out the best way to play with the players we've got as well now.
Yes. Yeah, the players are playing a lot better under Sam's organisation now.
Yeah, they are. They're really, all of them are really playing. And Yokoslu, I think he's the signing. I know Diagne's been good, but
He's been the
he
best
is what we've been
so
calling out for. And if we can make any of them permanent, I would go for him 100%.
Yeah.
Because he is class. He is so composed and just reads the game so well.
Yeah, so, really solid.
Yeah.
He had a really great game. I guess the only thing we've got to get into, which is obviously probably the only real talking point of the match, is Ajayi's red card in the 30th minute.
See, you had your sensible hat on during the game.
I had my sensible hat on as soon as it happened.
I had my West Brom superfan hat on. Like, that's not a fucking red card. It's a yellow at worst.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, it's a definite red card. And any Albion fan out there is just that says it's not a red. It was a red card. He stopped the ball from going through, and it's obviously one of our old boys who I even forgot was at Burnley, Vidra.
Yeah, same.
He just nicked it past, and I was more worried about Rodriguez and Wood, but obviously Wood didn't play, and I was like, oh yeah, shit, Vidra. I saw him in the start. I was like, oh no. So yeah,
absolutely obvious handball, blatant thing to do, and I'm gonna go out there. I'm just gonna say that was kind of a silly decision to do that early in the game. If we were, 1-0 up, and I'm saying this, thinking with some degree of logic, if we were 1-0 up and it was the 87th minute and that happened,
you do it.
You
take one for the team, don't you?
You take one for the team, because there are way more silly examples. I mean, I think it was yesterday I even watched, there's a compilation on Sky Sports channel where it's like craziest red cards, and they're all players like Phil Neville making a save on the line blatantly with his hands in an Everton Liverpool game. And it's like, like at that minute of a game, when it's so late on in a match, you make those sacrifices for the team, but not of 30 minutes.
No,
not that early in the game. I thought that was a naive thing for him to do, especially in the Premier League with VAR and stuff like that. In the Championship, he might have got away with it, but
the other thing as well now is we're not going to have him for 3 games.
Yeah.
Which is a massive loss, because him and Bartley, like we said last episode, have really got a good relationship going on, and they look like they'd kind of sorted things out. And they proved it today, because defensively, over the last 2 games, we've conceded 1 goal, which is a huge improvement on what we were doing.
Improvement.
So, now there's no Ajay there. I'm presuming that O'Shea is going to go and drop in there, because we've obviously not got Kipra and Ivanovic.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'm presuming Dara's going to be unfortunately thrown in at the deep end again and said.
But you know what? I think there are worse scenarios for him to be put in that deep end.
Yeah, there's
the next 2 games are Brighton and Newcastle.
Yeah,
and then Crystal Palace. Brighton and Newcastle, they're only just above us. The only real issue out of both of those teams for me is Callum Wilson in the Newcastle game. Brighton can be annoying, don't get me wrong. Brighton can be a frustrating team, much like Burnley can. But again, going back to last week, if we play the same way we did, with 11 people on the pitch, we've got a chance.
Well, that's what I said just before we came on. If we had 11 people on that pitch, even with the chances we missed, I think we'd have still won. 100%
yeah, it would have been a completely different game, but very, very possibly. Very likely that we would.
I'd have said very likely would have won that game. We completely outplayed Burnley. They didn't create anything. Not really. So
no, they weren't that dangerous.
It's frustrating, but it's a point on the board and it's something to build on, hopefully. If we can pick 2 wins up in the next 2 games, it puts us right back in there with the potential of staying up, and it will get all of our hopes up again.
Yeah, I'd
So
say 4 points from the next 2 games, and I'll be pleased. 6
yeah,
points, and I'll be very pleased.
yeah. I mean, Sam said it the other day. It's turning into games that, right, we don't lose to we've got to win now
Yeah,
because of the amount of points that we need to catch up, and the
yeah,
points that are left. So yeah, it's getting to that stage where we have to win if we've got any chance of staying up. But
pretty much.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I kind of thought 2 weeks ago that was kind of it. The gap's too big. But if we keep playing like we have, it's improvement, and at least they're going down. If we do go down, they show today for 60 minutes, 10 men on that field. Considering he didn't even make any subs either,
Hmm.
all of those boys put in an absolute brilliant effort, and they all deserve
Yeah,
to have their heads up high.
yeah. They
All of
put in a
them. I
proper
know they missed
shift.
chances and stuff like that, but every single one of them worked their asses off for that shirt.
Yeah, the silver lining of today is that we've proven what we've proven now against teams that we were saying at the start of the season we were on a level with,
Yeah,
which we should be on a level with. Even with 10 men, we can play well.
yeah,
So again, referencing our our talk from last week against Brighton now with 11 people, we take the form
yeah.
from these 2 games and you put it into that same energy, that same passion, and playing for the badge. We should get 3 points.
Just please, let's not make any stupid decisions with
No
the
more
red
red
cards,
cards.
because the amount of times this season where you've looked at it, I think the Pereira one was the only one I would say which may have been a bit over exaggerated. I don't think it was quite a red, but the Gibbs one, stupidity. Livermore, stupidity. A
Yeah.
J today, again today, not stupidity, probably just a bit.
Naivety, I would
Not,
say.
yeah. So if we can cut that out of the game, individual errors, like Sam keeps saying, then yeah, I think we can get some points on the board, and I think we could potentially stay up. It's just going to be difficult. But again, I
Yeah.
wanted to say one
It's
last
going to be
thing as
very
well.
hard.
Yeah, one last thing. Fair play to Sam Allardyce.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
No,
deserves.
totally
He does
deserved.
deserve. Like a few weeks ago, I was very under the impression. Well, I put a thing out there that the Joker should be our manager, which everybody loved. But I think he has turned it around a bit, and he has got the players playing for him. So fair play to Sam.
Yeah. I think it was I think the circumstance in which he was hired obviously upset a chunk of fans. So all of us kind of, we wanted to sort of not be negative towards him, but we all still had that kind of frame of mind of like, yeah, but you replaced Bilic and we liked Bilic. And it
Yeah,
is just
I
sort of
know.
like, it's like new boyfriend of your ex. You're like, nah, don't like you.
You're no good.
Don't like you. And it turns out that they do actually care and they are trying their best.
Today
Uh,
they did, yeah. So
yeah. So again, it's all just let's just taking what we've
game by
established
game.
and just keep them going and just end the season on a high. Whether we're staying up, whether we go down with a fight, just keep it going.
It was a shame Phillips had to come off as well, because I thought again he played quite well
Yeah. Yeah, I'd
considering
agree with that.
as well. I didn't have him starting, but obviously
No,
Sam sees something in him. So yeah, good result. Well, not a good result. It's a point, but yeah,
it's a better result than what we probably would have said about a month ago.
yeah. At least we did. At least we haven't conceded.
Yes.
We've got to
Silver
take that to
linings.
the next game.
Silver linings. Many silver linings. Cool. Awesome. I just thought I'd bring up as well, just before we finish, actually, obviously, thank you everybody that's seen our 2 videos that we've done with ex-players on their best 11 so far. We've obviously had Marc-Antoine Fortuné and Martin Albrechtsen. We have got another ex-player lined up for next week, which we were not going to say. You got to wait. You got to watch the videos coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
But then we are going to be starting to speak to plenty of West Brom fan pages and content creators for the Albion. So stick around for those coming up in the next few weeks. Other than that, we will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe because those things help us out. All the socials are on the page, and we will see you next time. Cheers, guys.